The race session is at Donnington Park GP Circuit in Donnington, Great Britain. The wind speed is 9 km/h from the northeast. Hashtag Fargone is P1. Steve Jr. from Australia is second. Sneaky Pete from Australia is P3. Buffhead from Australia is P4. Toby Monroe from Australia is 5th. Etonic is P6. Lethal Force from Australia is 7th. K. Smith from Australia is 8th. Honky from Australia is P9. Demon Boost from Australia is P10. Derek 5624 from Australia is 11th. Tobias from Australia is 12th. Huggy 65 from Australia is 13th. Hashtag Fargone from Australia is P1. "20 minutes remaining in the session. Race start. Lethal Force is third. Lethal Force lost P6 to Etonic. Honky is P8. Honky lost 8th to K. Smith. Honky is now P7. Demon Boost in Old Hairpin is 8th. Demon Boost lost 8th to Derek 5624. Buffhead is P3. Honky in Starkey's Straight is 7th. Demon Boost is P7. K. Smith entering the pits is 13th. Demon Boost is now 5th. Honky is 6th. Steve Jr. entering the pits is P13. Honky passed Buffhead for P3. Toby Monroe in Wheatcroft Straight is P6. The race session is at Donnington Park GP Circuit in Donnington, Great Britain. The wind speed is 12 km/h from the northeast. Hashtag Fargone is first. Steve Jr. from Australia is P2. Sneaky Pete from Australia is third. Buffhead from Australia is fourth. Toby Monroe from Australia is 5th. Etonic is 6th. Lethal Force from Australia is 7th. K. Smith from Australia is 8th. Honky from Australia is P9. Demon Boost from Australia is 10th. Derek 5624 from Australia is 11th. Tobias from Australia is P12. Huggy 65 from Australia is P13. Hashtag Fnlongi from Australia is P1. Derek 5624 entering the pits is 21st. 20 minutes remaining in the session race start. Sneaky Pete is 3rd. Steve JR is 4th. Lethal Force in Old Hairpin is 5th. Derek 5624 exiting pits on mediums. K. Smith is P7. Buffhead is 2nd. Sneaky Pete in Coppice is P3. Steve JR in Starkey's Strait is P4. Steve JR is now P5. Lethal Force is P5. Honky in Goddess is P6, 0.4 behind Lethal Force. Toby Monroe in Wheatcroft Strait is P12, 0.3 behind Derek 5624. Steve JR is 4th driving a Toyota, 0.2 behind Sneaky Pete. K. Smith on lap 2 is P7, 0.2 behind Honky. Ipnik in Coppice is P8, 0.2 behind K. Smith. Toby Monroe in Starkey's Strait is 11th driving a Ford, 0.4 behind Derek 5624. Toby Monroe passed Derek 5624 for P10. Steve JR in Goddess is 3rd, 0.4 behind Buffhead. Lethal Force in Redgate is 5th, 0.4 behind Sneaky Pete. Toby Monroe in Hollywood is P10 driving a Ford, 0.4 behind Demon Boost. Toby Monroe was 0.6 faster last lap. Steve Jr. in McLean's is third, 0.5 behind Buffhead. Eatonick in Coppice is 7th, 0.3 behind K. Smith. Tobias in Starkey's Straight is 12th. Best lap is a 2:16.599. 43.380 off the fastest lap. 15 minutes remaining in the session. Steve Jr. in Goddard's is P3 driving a Toyota, 0.5 behind Buffhead. Lethal Force from Australia in Wheatcroft Straight is 5th, 0.5 behind Sneaky Pete. Eatonick is 7th driving a Ford, 0.5 behind K. Smith. Steve Jr. is P3, 0.3 behind Buffhead. Steve Jr. lost P3 to Sneaky Pete. Lethal Force in Starkey's Straight on lap 4 is 5th, 0.3 behind Steve Jr. Steve Jr. was 0.5 faster last lap. Eatonick in Starkey's Straight is 7th, 0.4 behind K. Smith. K. Smith from Australia in Melbourne Hairpin is P7, 0.5 behind Eatonick. Sneaky Pete in Wheatcroft Straight is P3 battling Steve Jr. Sneaky Pete lost third to Steve Jr. Sneaky Pete lost P4 to Lethal Force. K. Smith in Hollywood is 7th driving a Ford, 0.3 behind Eatonick. Toby Monroe is 8th, 0.5 behind K. Smith. Toby Monroe was 1.7 faster last lap. Lethal Force in Coppice on lap 5 is 4th, 0.3 ahead of Sneaky Pete. Sneaky Pete is 5th. Best lap is a 1:33.664. 1.051 off the fastest lap. Lethal Force in Wheatcroft Straight is P4, 0.6 behind Buffhead. Toby Monroe in Wheatcroft Straight is P8 driving a Ford, 0.5 behind K. Smith. Sneaky Pete is 5th, 0.4 behind Lethal Force. Lethal Force was 1.3 faster last lap. Toby Monroe inch 1's curve is 8th, 0.3 behind K. Smith. Honky in Coppice is P9, 0.4 behind Toby Monroe. Toby Monroe is 8th. Best lap is a 1:33.343. 0.730 off the fastest lap. Lethal Force in Wheatcroft Straight is P4, 0.5 behind Buffhead. 10 minutes remaining in the session. Sneaky Pete is P5, 0.7 behind Lethal Force. Lethal Force in Coppice is 4th driving a Toyota, 0.3 ahead of Sneaky Pete. Sneaky Pete is P5. Best lap is a 1:33.628. 1.285 off the fastest lap. Derek 56.24 on lap 7 is P11, 0.9 behind Demon Boost. Steve JR from Australia in Craner Curves is P2, 3.1 ahead of Buffhead. Sneaky Pete is 5th, 0.5 behind Lethal Force. Derek 56.24 is 11th driving a Toyota, 0.8 behind Demon Boost. Demon Boost in Coppice is P11 battling Derek 56.24. Sneaky Pete from Australia in Goddards is P5, 0.5 behind Lethal Force. Demon Boost in Goddards is 11th, 1.1 behind Derek 56.24. Sneaky Pete inch 1's curve is 5th. Best lap is a 1:33.329. 0.986 off the fastest lap. Eatnik in Starkey's Straight on lap 9 is 6th, 1.2 behind Sneaky Pete. Sneaky Pete from Australia is 5th, 1.0 behind Lethal Force. Huggy 65 in Starkey's Straight is 13th, 1.8 behind Tabizea. 5 minutes remaining in the session. Sneaky Pete in Craner Curves is P5. Lethal Force is 5th battling Sneaky Pete. Eatnik is P6, 0.9 behind Lethal Force. Sneaky Pete is 5th, 0.4 behind Lethal Force. Sneaky Pete is now 4th. Eatnik in Wheatcroft Straight is P5, 0.5 behind Sneaky Pete. Lethal Force in Starkey's Briggy is P6, 0.8 behind Eatnik. Eatnik in Starkey's Straight is 5th, 0.8 behind Sneaky Pete. Eatnik was 0.6 faster last lap. Lethal Force is P6, 1.0 behind Eatnik. Eatnik is P5, 0.5 behind Sneaky Pete. Huggy 65 in Goddard's on lap 11 is 13th, 0.7 behind Tabizea. Eatnik is 5th, 0.7 behind Sneaky Pete. Lethal Force in Goddard's is P6, 1.1 behind Etonic. Etonic in Redgate is 5th, 0.5 behind Sneaky Pete. Huggy 65 is P13, 0.6 behind Tabizea. Etonic in Starkey's Strait is P5, 0.8 behind Sneaky Pete. Huggy 65 is P13 driving a Hyundai, 0.4 behind Tabizea. Toby Monroe is P8, 0.1 behind K. Smith. Sneaky Pete lost 3rd to Buffhead. Huggy 65 in Melbourne hairpin on lap 13 is P13, 0.3 behind Tabizea. Huggy 65 passed Tabizea for 12th. Huggy 65 lost 12th to Tabizea. The leader has just finished the race. Hashtag Fnlongi finished first. Steve JR finished second. Buffhead finished P3. Sneaky Pete finished 4th. Etonic finished P5. Lethal Force finished P6. K. Smith finished P7. Toby Monroe finished 8th. Honky finished P9. Derek 5624 finished 10th. Demon Boost finished P11. Huggy 65 passed Tabizea for P12. Huggy 65 finished P12. Tabizea finished 13th.